looking for how to fulfill the call, I met someone who knew the Sisters of St.Joseph, who had gone to Sydney, Australia, but they were going to go to Papua New Guinea. So, to make the story short, and as a mystery of my life, I left home in 1959, went to Australia with my 5 words of English for training, became a teacher, and in 1968, after final vows, and after asking Mother LaMetterey, are you sending me or not, Mother? I left France for Papua New Guinea. Yes, dear, we are. And then I went in 1968 to Papua New Guinea, and Jeanne arrived to take over my class for a year since we had a contract.
The beginning of my call to go to Papua New Guinea was, I was teaching school in Pomona, a school that we opened 3 or 4 years before that. And I met a missionary there. Sister Jacqueline's niece was in Papua New Guinea. She came back and she just told stories about what was happening there. And I used those same words. Well, maybe I could do that. She was a nurse, but I thought I could teach there. And it wouldn't be first grade because they don't speak Pidgin. In first grade, they still speak their native language. But I thought I would love to do that. And so I did the same thing. I volunteered, thinking. I waited a year before I volunteered, actually. And then I volunteered thinking, probably it won't happen. But I did get a call very soon and went.
Theresa Fortier's return here was the invitation for me to volunteer. I had not thought about going to the missions at all. It didn't even enter my mind. I don't think I knew we had missions when I entered our community. But when Theresa Fortier came back and I heard their stories, that was very attractive to me to be a part of that. And so I, like the rest of you, volunteered because the understanding in the congregation was that we would not be missioned to the islands unless we volunteered, and then we would have the opportunity to be considered for it. So we all had to say we're interested before we could be sent.
I was the next one to come, but I had been wanting to come for a long time. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a missionary. And when I met Sister Theresa Fortier in high school, and she showed us her slides and pictures of the islands, I knew that's where I wanted to go. So I wrote to Mother Felix and told her that I wanted to enter the community and go to the missions. And she wrote back to me saying, you have to become a religious first. So I entered the community, and I got a teaching degree, and I had 5 years in elementary school here. And then on March 19th, 1971, I received a call from Sister Frances Dunn, who said, dear, we'd like to send you to the missions.
I volunteered to go to Papua New Guinea when I was teaching in Hawaii at Makawao. I heard stories from Sister LaMetterey about how hard the sisters worked, and the life, kind of a little bit about the life that they lived. And when she left, I felt guilty. I thought, wow, I could go and do that. I could work with those sisters and help them with teaching or whatever. And so I wrote my letter, and I thought, oh, well, I'm safe. I won't be going for a few years, because most people I knew who volunteered, they didn't go for many, many years, and some never went. And within 2 months, I heard back from Mother LaMetterey saying, Sister, we would like you to be ready to go to the islands.
I entered in 65, and shortly after that, we had Sister Elizabeth come to visit the group, and she talked to us about the islands, and it was the love for the people was what I kept picking up. And what happened was I met Clarice, and I met different sisters who had come and gone, and then you folks started coming home and going back, and you always had this fervor for the islands, and you always spoke about the people, and that really touched my heart. And I thought, wow, that's amazing. That's just wonderful.